I told you these are shadows of things that have been, that they are what they are. Do not blame me. Would you so soon put out the light that I give? Hello, my name is Rachel, and you're probably wondering what you just watched. So today's video is actually a collaboration with the channel Discovering the Art of Living. And Sue over at Discovering the Art of Living is an excellent artist, and she also does some really cool craft videos. But she is doing a open collaboration for Christmas, and I think it might be like 6 weeks, but she's doing 2 videos a week, and each video is themed on a different one of her favorite Christmas movies. Now, I myself am a bit of a Scrooge when it comes to Christmas movies. I do like some Christmas horror movies, like some of the Krampus movies, and like Gremlins, stuff like that. But I'm not a big fan of a lot of the more traditional Christmas movies. However, I do love a good ghost story, and A Christmas Carol is a great ghost story. So when I saw that one of her movies was A Christmas Carol, I of course decided that that would be a great one for me to jump in on. And I am a little bit late. It was actually her movie theme for last Friday. So I'm actually going to link her video in the description box below. Definitely go check her out. Give her a like, give her a follow, comment, all that stuff you do for YouTubers. The collaboration bit is you are to do the same movie theme, but do it in the style of the type of videos your channel would normally make. So I, of course, like to do getting all dressed up and not going anywhere videos, as well as making things and craft videos. So I thought I would have a lot of fun with this, and I made this scale mail harness and headpiece to go with it. And I am, if you haven't figured it out, I am the Ghost of Christmas Past. And when I was doing research for the Ghost of Christmas Past, sometimes male presenting, sometimes female presenting, but usually depicted in a long white robe or gown with sometimes like green leaves, but sometimes also gold and silver leaves on a little circuit around the head and usually around the chest area. So I thought scales would be perfect for that. And I did choose frosted silver and gold scales. Frosted silver I think is nice and icy, and then the gold is representative of the opulence of Christmas past. And the second part of this video, after this little bit, is sort of a tutorial where I show you how I made the harness and the headpiece. And now obviously I'm not showing you the entire process because it took hours, but I'm showing you how I put together scale chains, because this is a totally different weave than normal scale mail. If you're interested in normal scale mail, I have a tutorial for that as well, and I'll put that in the description box below as well. But this shows you how to do scale chains, as well as how you sew scale chains together if you want to create something thicker, or even a sheet if you wanted to do like a whole top or something like that. So if you want to stick around for that part of the video, just don't click off after I say goodbye. But I just wanted to thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy my video, please give me a thumbs up. If you did enjoy the video, you can give me a thumbs down, but please leave me constructive criticism in the comments below so that I can improve. And please subscribe to the channel. And I hope everyone is just staying happy, healthy, and safe in this incredibly crazy world we are living in. And I will talk to you all soon. And if you're sticking around, I hope you enjoy. Bye-bye! Hey guys, so I just want to quickly show you how I assembled the harness and headpiece. And obviously we're not going to make the whole thing because that did take hours. But I'm just going to show you the basics. And first, there are 2 techniques that I have to show you because they make up the majority of what I did here. And the first is how I made a scale chain, because this is obviously very different from normal scale mail weave. And then I have to show you how you would actually sew 2 of the scale chains together. That's what I did for the headpiece. And then how I assembled all of the pieces. And I've already pre-made all the pieces for the headband. In case you're interested in numbers, each of these strands are 17 long scales. I'm just giving you numbers for scales. The rings are usually, I think, 2 times the scales. Plus I have extras because because they're sewn down the middle. But so we got 17 inches or 17 scales for the headband, for the neck straps, And then I have 22 scale long pieces for the harness center strap and also for the bottom to the back straps. And I've also already pre-made a bunch of 2-in-1 chain, which I'm not going to show you how to do here, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory. It's just 2 and 2 and 2 and 2 into a chain. For the headpiece, every other ring is a rubber ring, but again, it's the 2 and 2. And the rubber ring is so it can stretch, so the headpiece will fit like a stretchy headband, so it'll stay on tight. But first, let me show you how we do just the little scale chain. So we want to take, I did it in the alternating silver and gold. We did silver and gold, and we put the two together, like with the both facing the same way. So when you flip it over, you get both of the fronts of the scales, and we're looking at the backs of the scales. And you want the scale that's at the top to be your bottom scale. And then remember, when we open our rings, we always slide them this way. We never pull them apart. And then we just want to hook these two. And then we do a second ring so that we have something like this. And then you would pull up the one you wanted on the top, and then this is how it'll look from the front. You don't want it like that. That's wrong. You want it where it shows like that. And then back to the back side. So the silver one was the one we wanted on top, that was on the bottom. And now we're going to build from this gold one. So you can just let that drop. Take another silver and we do the same thing. There we go. And from the front. And just like when you're doing regular scale mail, you want to make sure you never hook these rings into each other. You want to make sure the rings are only going through scales, not through another ring. And then we just keep doing this until we have a chain of, this is going to be just a chain of 6. So I'm just going to keep doing this to have a chain of 6. And there we go. We now have our chain of 6. And I've already done this other little chain of 6, and now I'm going to show you how you would sew 2 chains together. So to sew our 2 chains together, it becomes a sort of a typical European 4-in-1 weave using 4 rings at a time. So again, we want to open a ring. You want to go through these first 2 rings, and you want to go where you're going down them, and then on the corresponding rings you want to go up, and then you just close that so that it looks just like European 4-in-1, just like that. And it doesn't really matter if the ring falls like into the scale like that. So you get on top just so you can see it better. And it doesn't matter again if it gets a little fiddly, because you can straighten it out when you're done. But you just keep doing that. Your second one, again, you want to do the same thing, but you want to use one of the rings from your previous selection of 4. Use the top ring from that, and then you go into a new ring, go up into a new ring, and go up into, oops, went down a little too far, up into a new ring, and up into one of the previous rings of 4. You can see how nicely that's laying. Again, one of the rings that already has a center ring through it, and then one new ring, and then go back up, one new ring, and one of the rings that already had a ring through it. And then our final one of the rings that already had a ring through it, the new ring, ring that already had a ring through it, or the new ring again, and then the ring that already had a ring through it. Got a little mixed up there. But there you go. And that's how you would sew the two strips together. And I hope that was fairly clear how you would make a strip, how you would sew two strips together. And I am also going to link my original just regular scale mail tutorial in the description box below, so you can also watch how regular scale mail is done, so you can see the difference between the two. And then the other thing I had to do with all of my strips, and I've done it to all of them except for one, at the very bottom, just want to take a ring and hook it through these very two bottom rings. And the reason that you're doing that is you're creating a place to put a ring through when you're connecting things. So now you'll have a ring to put a ring through, and you'll be able to connect a chain or a hook or another row of, like, the top of one of these. Because the top you already have the hole, so you don't need to do it there. But at the bottom, this way you're creating a place to hook something. Okay, so I'm going to work on that harness first, and these two pieces are actually for the neck strap, and these two pieces are for the waist strap, and then we have the center strap. So I'm going to hook, got my two neck straps and my center strap, and I have these large frosted rings, and I'm going to use this between my neck straps and my center strap on the harness, and I'm just going to use the regular silver rings to connect all of this together. As you can see, I like to do 2 rings for strength, and these rings are really strong just by themselves. They're extra thick, and I'm not sure they're aluminum, because I feel like they're a much harder metal to bend, so they might be another type of metal. And then at the top of my neck strap, on this side, I'm going to put my clasp. And that's where these little rings I put at the end of all of my strips come in handy. That's what they're used for, is I use that ring to attach my clasp. And then I'm taking my neck strap 2 and 2 and hooking it to this side. Okay, and that's the top part of the harness done. Now we're going to move down to the bottom part. And at the bottom part, I'm just hooking these side straps directly into the ring. I'm not adding an extra loop. And for the sake of speed, I'm going to go back and put my double rings in later. I just want to show you most of the assembly process. And then this, like I said, goes around the back. So again, do the same thing like I did for the neck, where I attach my 2 and 2 chain. And I'm just putting the 1 rings in now for speed. I'll go put an extra ring for strength in later. But let's move to the headpiece. Okay, so for the headpiece, I'm taking my sewn together double scale chains, and I'm just going to hook all 4 into this one center. Again, it's another one of those frosted large rings. And then I'm just going to hook the stretchy bits on. Side. And then we have a circuit all the way around with a stretchy bit so I can stretch behind my head comfortably. There we go. And at this point you've already seen the harness, what the harness looks like on me. And so that is basically the assembly. I hope that was somewhat understandable, and if you have any questions, please ask them in the comment section below.